All right, here we are with the season 3 tier list from Marvel Rivals. Now, yes, I was considered semi-pro player, competed tier 2, tier 3, faced some of the best teams out there like FlyQuest, even scrim with some of the best, and a constant eternity top 500 player. With that all being said, let's get right into the tier list. Now, actually, before we get into tier list, just a little preface on how I usually judge this tier list. It's off usually two things. It's usually execution and a skill. So basically, if a character is really good in the right hands, that might bump them up a tier. But if most of the player base can't play that character, I'm gonna move them down a tier. All right, so starting with Adam Warlock, we're gonna have to put him in. I'll put him in C. You know, his most best case use scenario is the res comp. He did receive a buff that on his headshots to, lower his cooldown, which I don't think played a huge factor into his kit overall. And with outside that team up, especially the res comp being nerfed this season as well again, he's just not seeing too much play. His best case scenario is when it was a lot of dives. So if you're going against a lot of dives and you're running triple support, there you go. But it's just two niche scenarios to include him. Black Panther, he's S tier. As much as I hate to say it, he's an S tier. Now I thought it was a niche case scenario where there was not that too many Black Panther players, because that's how it was in prior tier lists. But not only did they fix the bugs where his hits weren't like connecting sometimes, they fixed that, and just with the game being out for so long, a lot of the players just got better at the game. So BP, especially as a tank player, which I am now, I used to be a DPS player, I fear for my support. As a DPS player, I didn't care about Black Panther. I could go Namor without the team up. I can go Bucky, I'm a Lord Bucky. I could just grab him, I could push him, I could do something. But support players, they're just not used to holding their cooldowns and micromanaging everything. So if you're any role and you're not a good support player, ban BP. I would permaban him over most characters. Widow. Surprising to some, Widow is B. Now, there's only I wouldn't say too many good Widows, right? But she's harder to deal with in some comps than most characters. Now, the comp I'm referring to is a triple support lineup. I don't know if any of you guys seen it. Obviously, it includes Mantis. With the new Mantis, they got buffed. It includes just Mantis and like two other support. She becomes an unkillable threat under the right circumstances. You can't poke her out, you can't dive her properly. She can run games tremendously bad. Her ultimate is still good if there's a good Widow player like in a 2 DPS lineup, but that second DPS has to be like a frontliner, someone who could just put out damage like a Punisher Squirrel. But I've been seeing a lot more better, there's a lot more better Widows over the course of this game's history. So she's at B for now. Captain America. Now, this is gonna be a tricky one. I think I'm gonna have him low B. He just doesn't. You can't run a Cap like B tier. I'm kind of gonna be laying it out. It's kind of like people who need something else, right? Cap by himself, you can't just run and then like take over a backline, right? Like yeah, there's a really good combo right now where it's Cap Psylocke getting in the backline and just causing a lot of disruption, getting a pick. But that's if you have a Psylocke player in your team. Now, she is granted a high pick, but most of the times, if you have a decent support or backline and people willing to pill, it becomes ineffective, right? It's not like a destroy all comp scenario or even good against most comps. It's kind of like it could stomp in rank. It could stomp in rank under the right. Like you and a good duo partner could win 65% of your games reliably if you guys are both good. Cloak and Dagger. We're gonna have her A for now. She puts out a lot of healing. She's really good against the BP dive if you can hold your your bubble in the right conditions. She has a good blind. Her blind is really good. Like really one of the best abilities. You know what? We're putting her in S tier. I don't like to make some tiers or some places bloated, but not that all. I'm listing all these reasons she's good, but also her ultimate is like 15 seconds long, and used properly, it's good. And a lot of people now know with the game being out for so long, like Magneto's know to bubble you. Your tanks know to shield you. Now, if you don't have a shield tank and Mag's on the enemy team, you're kind of playing around. But outside that one predicament, most of the time, or unless you're going against like what a niche Hawkeye or like Widow getting damage proof, you can survive most encounters, and it's just so fast. But great ultimate, one of the best support ultimates in the game. So, Strange, solid A tier. How can I say this? He's not in a bad spot. His shield's good. Good against snipers. He's still got the good burst damage. His ultimate, it's still one of the best ultimates in the game for a tank. Still has good damage output. You can't do no wrong with him. Especially on some maps where it allows him to get the high ground. his shield and also his kit is really good against a lot of good characters, like the Hela ultimate, whether it's blocking another Strange ultimate, whether it's blocking a Magneto ultimate. He's good. He's good. He's not bad. He's not like he used to be in the start of the game, but this overall good tank. Emma, easy S tier, probably the best tank in the game, honestly. If you can play a good Emma, like there's a reason she's banned like 70% of games. She can take over, and if she's not banned and you're a tank player, you need to be playing her. She's like the pressure she can put on the front line and her damage charge being able to be built so fast, it is a scary thing. Not only that, she is super good against like counter dive. You have someone rushing your backline like a Hulk or a Hulk transforming, bop, on the floor. BP diving and he's running out of dashes, boop, on the floor. She's just good. Her kit's good. Even with the damage of the season, she's still an S tier. And her ultimate can charge faster. Like, I don't know who was cooking on the dev team, but I understand she was broken, but they should have been flat nerfs, no trade-offs. Because now getting her ultimate back as fast as you do, that's also like, it just, I don't know. I don't explain. She just does everything good. She does everything good for you want from tank. Groot, have him A tier. Just made a little short about this. There's some people putting Groot below tier list. Like, Groot should be nowhere below A. There are some maps where he becomes literally the best tank on choke points, and there's some domination maps that when he's running with a second tank, he literally becomes a menace. He can block off heals, he has a lot of damage potential, he can force out support ultimates. This is like his pressure as a tank and his defensibility is something you want in a tank. It's something you need in a tank in this game. So easy A tier. Hawkeye, another B tier. Now, I need to clarify that this is a PC tier list. Console lobbies may be a little different because aim assist is stronger and just a lot of different variables in that game. And I say this because I see a lot of TikTok lives when I'm scrolling and doom scrolling, brain writing like the rest of you guys, where I see Hawkeye in categories like this or categories like this. I'm like, bro, like I get a good Hawkeye, but like that's not a character we should be like. For him to like, don't get me wrong, like a person who only plays Hawkeye can easily be feeling like this, but no, like some of the maps just don't have the range for it. Some of the people's strafing is just a lot better on PC. There's a lot more like, I don't know, like Hawkeye is just not the character. He's good, don't get me wrong, he's good in some circumstances, but he's just not the bread and butter compared to the other one else. Hela, I say, it's still good. S tier. The skill with Hela, it has gone up. Her ultimate is still punishing. You need a response to it. You can't ignore it. She can melt tanks who are not careful on their cooldowns with the giant hitboxes. This is what I used to do as a Hela player all the time. Force the tanks back. It's like the Magnetos, just ding, 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 ding. Overall, good damage, especially with the team she got this season with Venom. That is also being really good if you do got a good Venom player in team. I wouldn't force it. It's not like a force team up you need. So, yep, Hela's still really good. Hulk, I say Hulk is B. Now, Hulk is B for, I would say, the most people. Hulk is in my key. I love Hulk because he can get back there and do stuff. But I understand when Hulk can be played, right? Like, if I'm playing Hulk, most likely I'm not going into a Punisher. I'm not going into a Squirrel Girl, right? That's two things. If I'm playing a Hulk, I'm not going into a bunch of high damage snipers, right? Like a Hela and, you know, like there's a lot of circumstances where I'm not going to play Hulk, right? His team up with Gamma is really good, but there's like, he's just hard to play. Like, you gotta like, your presence, there's a reason his jump is so low. I could do a whole video just talking about Hulk. Like, there's a reason his jump is low. He's meant to pull attention. He's not meant to just, oh, all right, brawl. You know, he's meant to like wait for this team to walk up and then jump on the back line. Always have his jump up. But if you just go in and brawl like most people do with Hulk, he gets DMAX so fast. It's not worth it. Johnny, easy S tier. I would put him below Hela. I thought about putting him up. A lot of people just don't play him unless you get to like eternity level, like top 500. You're not going to see a lot of Johnnies, but Johnnies can dictate the map. They can hold off choke points. They can build ultimates fast. Obviously, a good DPS can force out support ults. He has high burst potential on tanks. He received a nerf, which was like by 0.5, and then also another team up with Spider-Man. So he just has a flat 5% damage boost this season. I don't like, basically his damage basically stay the same. Good character, good overall character. Sue, I would say I was thinking on B, but no, a good Sue player just knows what to do. Now, sometimes you don't feel the pressure of a good Sue on your team. Like, she does provide team ups to Johnny, which we love. and you're not gonna really feel it. But like a good Sue can do a lot. Like her CC is crazy. Like if Wolverine slips through the cracks, boom, a good Sue who knows how to pull him, great. Hulk who's trying to jump away, Venom trying to pull away, and having that pull ready to stop them and like melting a tank right out the gate. Good Sue who can push the tank off her, go invisible, throw an orb to get the like a good Sue. A good Sue is up here, right? But I'm just noticing in a lot of Sue players who just don't know how to use their kit, right? And the only reason I wouldn't put her up, even though her overall kit is good, the skill, the need to manage all her cooldowns properly well and use them in the right circumstances is gonna be a lot harder than the value you can get out of Cloak and Dagger in her ultimate, right? And it sucks because Cloak and Dagger, support's dying their ultimates. It's just a normal thing, but Sue is dying the most. I'm noticing this season. Iron Fist. I know some of y'all gonna hate me. I have a player on my team right now who loves this guy, and we got to put him in C tier. He is a tank buster. He's a brawler. He has kind of lost his sauce, but the only time an Iron Fist succeeds successfully is when no one's doing anything right. Your tanks are not creating enough space. No one's pulling back. The DPS are not looking in the back line. Your support's not doing patty cake with you to keep you alive. That is like the only time an Iron Fist succeeds. But as soon as you run into a decent team who knows what they're doing, Iron Fist falls. He just goes so far out the window, and it sucks. He becomes more annoying than anything else. And people are just not used to like a good team environment. He succeeds, right? But most times he's just not like in a professional setting, you're never really going to see an Iron Fist too much, right? Like if there was like a statistic, Apex used to do this, right? I'm pretty sure they still do. At the end of like the tournament, you see most played heroes. Iron Fist is going to get like probably like 3 to 0 times played. Meanwhile, like someone like Adam Warlock has a good team up in synergy, but it's just very niche. So Iron Fist, easy C. Iron Man, A tier DPS. We're gonna put him right here. Ultimate, still something that can wipe support ults. Really good. If he's given care by Magneto, also really good. And not too many. Hold on. Receiving a call. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna catch that in editing because I hate going over tier list videos, but hey, my mom called. She was asking me when we're gonna go out to get groceries. So anyway, back to the video. What I was saying, yes, Iron Man, really good against support ultimates, provides some limited care. Now, if Hela is in the game or Johnny, you kind of cucked, kind of screwed. But hey, if Magneto's banned, which some people are banging Magneto because Magneto's annoying. He's really annoying. Iron Man thrives. If you're going against a BP, Iron Man thrives, right? He's just a good DPS. Not bad at all. Next. I hate you, Jeff. Jeff is another, you go up here. Jeff, here's the thing about Jeff. Jeff is probably one of the only characters, I'm going to make a personal video on just talking about Jeff. Jeff is probably one of the only characters who suffers from, what's the word? I would say Jeff suffers from people's, not only view of him, public image, but like, people don't play Jeff to perform their best at Jeff. You see what I'm saying? Like people play Jeff either to troll, or if they do try their best, they do it in a sense where like they're playing him for a certain map and then they swap off of him when they know it's not working. Jeff could have an easily like positive win rate, and I feel like he could be a actually decent support, right? If constantly used appropriately, right? If he was used with a team up like Storm all the time, or he was used on certain maps and always getting confirming kills, but he's not. That's not the case. We have people playing Jeff when they don't want to support, or people playing Jeff when they mostly want to DPS still. People playing Jeff when like you're running against like 2 main support healers. Like a good Jeff player is rare and they will help out you and even pop off. But it comes down to those niche scenarios like Adam Warlock, where it's a team up on a certain map. It's just too many variables. But if you run like against like a meta lineup against Cloak and Dagger, even Sue, your Jeff is just not gonna get as much value. They gotta be like a really good Jeff, and it sucks to say that. And you people who throw on Jeff, you guys are the problem, because no one wants to play with a Jeff. Loki. I think Loki's down to A tier this season. Like, I don't know what it was, but I remember my teammates talking about this, how like very few Lokis have above a 50% win rate this season. Loki is just not performing it the way he was. And I don't know if it's because people are finally learning to destroy his clones, or we're just getting better lobbies, or because like BP, like his duration, we're starting to feel the huge duration on his rejuvenation field. Or we'll call them greens for short. His greens are going too fast by some people. He's not. We're not getting enough clones up. People are just destroying them too fast. People are also eliminating supports faster than other times. And it is, whew, it's just like, I don't even hype it. I would like, oh my god, I gotta fucking mute my phone. This shit is going off nonstop. Airplane mode. There we go. Anyways, like also with your support sometimes dying, you just having no one able to copy unless you catch the enemy support. It's just a bad case scenario for Loki. But he's not bad. He's not bad. He has a lot of benefits, a lot of escapes, a lot of utility. There's a lot of skill required to make these things go right. Now, if you do know how to master Loki and play with a decent support, you're Gucci. That's why he's A tier. Luna, still S tier, right? I would say Cloak and Dagger. Her blind is like really good, and Luna aim is a lot harder to like master. But if you get a good level of accuracy, easy S tier. Now, I like her support ultimate a little. I'll put it up here. A little bit more than Cloak and Dagger, but I just noticed a lot more people get more use out of Cloak and Dagger because it's also damaging. It helps you eliminate people. You also get the more DPS and just by playing Cloak and Dagger. You can potentially get more, but it's like cycling cooldowns with her. And I think it's just easier to do with Cloak and Dagger. But yeah, Luna, great S tier. Magic. Another S tier. I have her. Do I have her S tier? No, I have her B tier. My bad. I have you B tier. I think you're better than Iron Fist because you can get in the back line. If you get utility and you have a dive situation, a good Magic player could pop off. But, like I said, it's just too many niche scenarios. Not too many good Magic players. Like a good Magic player can easily be an A tier person, but you need good scenarios for her to achieve. Magneto, right next to Emma, right? I like playing Magneto more than Emma, but I noticed a lot more people are not good at his autos as much as Emma. Tracking is a lot easier than like projectiles. Hitting his mag ult is not always the easiest, but a good mag player can get. He's like one of the only characters in this game. Like there's probably maybe a few, like maybe Bucky and maybe a few other characters who can kind of survive in like any meta. Meg has been a character who has stood the test of time. Like all nerfs, all changes, Mag's here. Not going anywhere. He's here to stay. Mantis. Now I had high hopes for Mantis, and it's one of those public facing images again where I'm thinking like she could potentially be a B tier, but most people just don't know how to play her. That's just what it comes down to. Most people just don't know how to perform too well with her. Most people don't know how to time her heals, get the headshots consistently, damage boost who they need to damage boost, right? Like I'm averaging 18,000 healing per game with Mantis, but other people on the other hand can barely pump out like 5k a round, and I'm just like, okay, well obviously it's becoming a skill issue, and we're just not seeing too many. Like we just need like a YouTuber or like a streamer to like pick up Mantis and show her full utility. But right now it's one of those things where we just don't have enough feedback and data to put her anywhere above C tier. Moon Knight. Moon Knight's confusing. I put him B tier because honestly I wanted to put him like D or F tier before I made this tier list. But in the past few days I've noticed a lot of Moon Knights being very smart with him, right? They're looking for the people who are off by themselves, getting the combo off to get the one-shot combo. They're looking to build their ultimates really fast to help force out a support ult. And I'm even seeing some Moon Knight's combo with Groot, right? So there's that. So I would put Moon Knight above the Widow. He's a lot more consistent. I would still put him below the Magic because, you know, Magic, I just feel like has more use cases than Moon Knight. But Moon Knight, I wouldn't say is meta, but I wouldn't say is not meta, if you know what I'm saying. Mr. Fantastic D, I like you. But most Mr. Fantastic players don't have good target prioritization. His takiness has kind of gotten down. He provides kind of like no pressure. He's like, his one case where I see a lot of good Mr. Fantastics pop off is in a defense like scenario. If you're holding, stalling, good. If they can't get kills and they're playing dive, good. But outside of that, yeah, that you're stuck down here, buddy. Namor, A tier, right by Iron Man. Buff to his ultimate, buff to his autos, and still has a good combo with Luna. Great DPS. Love to see him. He's still, well, he's not still. He was like S. I would put him S tier like 2 seasons ago, but with the Gamma, I feel like being a good counter to like most comps this season. He's right by Iron Man, right? In some cases, depending on how good your Namor is, I'll put him above Iron Man. Penny. Now, Penny is an interesting one. She has a high win rate. We all love to see it. We all love to point to it. 60%, 56% win rate across all ranks. But the real case and scenario is this is something that is not for most case scenarios. If anything, I put her B tier. I put her above Cap. There you go. I put her above Cap. But I would not put her in A in any competitive setting for the life of me. Like real competitive setting. Like if you're like she's just annoying. If you want to get rid of her, play Jean Grey. If you want to get rid of her, play Flyers, right? If you want to get rid of her, just put pressure, apply pressure to her, and then get her kill her little trap, you know? Like yeah, with Rocket, it's just like I believe most of the player base just doesn't think sometimes. And that's fine. If you're here watching this video, you're not most of the player base. I believe, and in most case scenarios, you'll be fine dealing against Penny. Jean, S tier. I would put her above Hela. Probably, if it wasn't for BP, probably the best DPS this season. She provides her own sustain. She has her own long range stun. She has constant burst pressure. She can build her ultimate really fast. She has good combos with Luna to wipe out a team. She just kind of does it all. Like she does it all. She's not bad at all. I know at the start of the season, people were like, oh, Hela's just better. Hela could not do, Hela wishes she could do what Jean does. I wish I could take an off angle without, I could be my own healer on the off angle. I wish I could burst down the entire front line by myself. I wish my ultimate can stop a Raccoon ult and clear all the summons from a field. I wish I could do all that Hela, but I can't. My main job with Hela is just to put high pressure on the tanks, maybe get a pick if I'm liking an off angle, depending on how they're positioning. But most, you know, Jean just has to answer for all of it, and I love it. Psylocke. Another S tier. Actually, high A tier. High A tier. I would not put her S tier because the damage nerf was substantial enough where you gotta be way more skilled with her. A good Psylocke player can still run a lot. Don't get me wrong. There are some, dude, if you get up there to Eternity, if you play Eternity, you know there's like that one Psylocke smurf or two Psylocke smurfs who would just burst you down with the best aim you've ever seen ever. Some crazy tracking. But most Psylocks are not really going to carry. They have carry potential, but it's like high skill. You see what I'm saying? High skill. You know, there's a reason you're 5-star. It's not because of the ability or cooldown management. It's just because of getting that good, consistent one shot. But if Emma's in a lobby, and Emma oftentimes is banned, that's why I have Psylocke a little bit lower, because you're not going to get that team up most of the time. Punisher, another good A tier DPS. Put him next. Put him above Namor, right? Now, by himself, he's not the best, right? Like, you do got to bubble him. You do got to walk with him when he's ult. You do got to care him when he's ult, right? But just in his micro gameplay, when you're putting the most damage on tanks, getting your tanks to back up or getting your supports, the enemy supports to focus your tanks while other people can, you know, start to shoot at other targets like the enemy DPS, he just makes it so by himself, he applies so much pressure. If I see a Punisher on the other team, I don't want to play a Hulk. If I see a Punisher set up a turn on certain maps, it's going to take a second. We got to wait until, like, he just crunches time. He crunches time a lot. And people like, he's one of my most second bans, because BP and Wolf are like #1 bans, but Punisher is one of my second bans. As a tank player who knows the game is dictated by who has the most pressure, that guy, Punisher, get him out of here. Rocket, B tier healer. I'm going to put him all the way up here though. Not bad. In the micro, it's good, but there's a lot of counters to his ultimate. Now, the reason he's not higher, or the reason he's low as it is because I believe it's just a lot of negligence. Like, his ultimate can destroy really fast. His ultimate only succeeds when you're going against like a Jeff and another healer, right? Like, just because there's other healers who can't do what he does and heal like the other big dogs up here, he gets an advantage to sometimes look good, right? And it sucks. But yeah, I put him high B tier. Scarlet Witch, F tier. They need to do something with her. The only time she's actually somewhat decent is if you have a Doctor Strange team up, and even then we're missing a lot. Like, we need to do something with her kid. She needs a rehaul. She needs insane damage. The reason they're trying to balance her is because she has auto aim, and I get that, but she needs something. There was almost like, I think season 2 or 2.5 where she had it was season 2 where she had a moment of being like maybe above C tier, but nah, she's probably the only character I put on F tier. All right, Spider-Man, D tier. No, he's not D tier. He's above Iron Fist. Iron Fist is just easier to play. Spider-Man is a lot harder, but Spider-Man is not the best that he used to be. he can still swing around, be hard to target and stuff like that. But as oftentimes he succeeds is in an area of negligence. No one's pilling, no one's looking, no one's bubbling. Realistically, good support who look at each other. Realistically, a DPS who knows how to turn around. Like, he just doesn't have a good chance. He does not succeed. So Spider-Man right there. Squirrel Girl. High B tier, right? Now, Squirrel Girl can make some tanks' lives miserable. Now, if Emma and Magron are in the game, which some games that may be the case scenario, she's gonna thrive. Groot Walls, goodbye. Magneto not Magneto Shield, Strange Shield, goodbye. You know, like Hulk diving on you, stun lock. Venom diving on you, stun lock. Penny in your face, boom. Captain America on you, shield gun. Like, she provides a lot of pressure. When Emma and Mag are not in the game, she runs wild, and I like her for that. We're getting her up there. I can't put her A tier yet, but I definitely like the area she's heading in. A good Squirrel Girl could be S tier. No, I'm not lying. A good Squirrel Girl could be S tier. Star-Lord, B tier. Sadly, I say sadly, he's fallen up to B tier. Just a lot in this meta, he just can't have too much potential in. Like, Jean can snipe him out, Hela can snipe him out, Johnny can really do a lot of pressure to him. Iron Man, like a lot of good characters he's in, just make his job harder, a lot harder to survive, you know? And that's like, in the res comp, A tier, all A tier. He could potentially be a good threat, a good use. He's not bad, but he's just not the sauce we're used to, you know? Just a lot of nerfs over the time, and he's just no longer that shining DPS. Not bad though, not bad. Storm, high B tier with Squirrel Girl, I would say. Not running lobbies as I see, and the damage boost is good, but the care, I don't know what it is, but supports, no, I'm sorry supports if you're support listening to this, oftentimes are mostly boosted, and just getting care to flyers is super hard. Now I get it as a person who used to fill support or sometimes fills when I don't get my role. Keeping track of flyers who are not in your face, keeping track of people diving your backline, saving cooldown, keeping track of your tanks, it's a lot to do. So as a support player, I just understand that keeping track of flyers is not, so flyers tend to die a lot faster, especially with a lot of burst DPS, like Jean, Luna doing a lot of damage. We got like Punish, like her survivability is just hard. I think they just need to increase her base movement speed, because her strafe speed, and I know she has like the speed thing, but like mostly you're not getting value on Storm unless you're on her damaged wind. Thing, can we move you up? We're not. I think Thing is high A tier. I put Thing up here. He makes flyers obsolete. It's not too hard. I thought from the trailer, I thought the combo was gonna be hard to land. It's not too hard. Now the only time Thing is just not becoming, like I said, you can't have him as a solo take. He's good in Brawl. You can't have him as a solo take. He's good against divers. He's good against flyers. Now the only time Thing struggles is when the DPS lineup is something like high DPS, which sucks. And here's the thing, a lot of people just don't play high DPS. Like, you don't see too many Jeans in the lobby, which is a surprise. You don't see too many like Helas in the lobby connecting with them. Like, there's a lot of DPS that are really good that people don't use. And if you don't see any of these like high burst DPS, boom, Thing thrives. Right now, that is a lot. Now, it may sound like I'm giving him a cop out, like, oh, you know, all these other people have these others. No, listen. From gameplay experience, as a tank player, Thing can thrive. Now, you got to know how to rotate his shields properly, but Thing can take over. He builds shields fast. He has a good ultimate, which can force out a support ult, and that's what you want from your tank players, but he's not too bad. He's not too bad. You just got to be safe with him. Thor. I'm sorry. Thor is at a C tier. And I know the rhetoric around Thor is gonna be a messy one. I think on tier list videos, Thor gives me like the most dislike when people disagree with him. It's just the state of play he's in right now is not a consistent one where I could put him above a C tier. He provides a lot of pressure on the damage field. He's good at like mispositioning takes, like getting them out the way, like, oh, I'm gonna push you behind here, or I'm gonna push you into my team. But the DPS, he doesn't have enough defensive capabilities to survive. Like, he suffers from the same thing Thing suffers from, but he doesn't have shields. Like, Thing, when he shifts and runs, he gains like 200 health. Thing, every time he punches with his like right or left click, he's gaining like 50 health. Thor, he goes into an Ascendant state, and that's all the shields he's getting. That's it. Like, I mean, like, I think there's some other shields in this kid, but like that's really the main source of his shielding. That's it. And he gets blown to smithereens, and I feel bad for him. Ultron. High B. No, I'll put him A tier. He's A tier. He's still good. He has a good movement. Like his movement is really good as one of the flyers. He has healing capabilities. His burst damage for his support, triple support is really well. I would have him bottom in A tier. I was gonna put him B tier, but no, he does good. Even some double support lineups I can see him in. I wouldn't say he was meta. That's why he's barely creeping in A, but he is still a decent character. Venom, B tier. I would have Venom close to Hulk. They're interchangeable. You can put Hulk or Venom above, but they basically the same thing. I think Venom has more survivability, more time annoying people. But like it's like I said before, this meta just kind of does not give off Venom vibes, right? You need a double tank, and most time as a tank player, you're not guaranteed a second tank. So that already cuts down your usability for him already a tremendous amount. A lot of burst DPS, like we just mentioned, especially Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is like the king or queen of B tier. So I can go all day on his counters, but a lot of his counters are good. Like Bucky, like we did on Bucky. Bucky A tier. He kind of does everything you want from a DPS. High burst damage. He can fuck with the tanks, pull them out of position, pull him into. He has his own high survivability. Bucky is like a sleeper S tier. One more buff, one more season change, and Bucky's up top. Bucky's up top. The only reason he's not up top is because of his ultimate being nerfed, and that's it. And if you know how to use his ultimate well, you might as well put him in as an S tier. And then last but not least, I gotta move him up here, gotta drag him up here. Wolf. Wolf actually, I wouldn't say he's a king. You know what? I'll put him right here. I wouldn't say he's above Gene. They did give him substantial nerfs, but if you're running the team up with Gene Wolf, he's crazy. He goes off. Yeah, I think that's it. I think this is like realistically like the perfect tier list this season. I can't see any like an argument for really anyone outside. Like I know a lot of arguments would be like, oh, but this character, but I'm like, I think most of these characters are in the right spots they need to be. Maybe like a tier above, but I think realistically, they're where they need to be. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I want you guys to argue with me in the comments. Argue with me. Call me out. Call me dumb. Slander me. Everything outside of slurs. Okay, TOS. But argue with me. Me as a player who constantly wants to improve and hopefully make it to the pro stage one day. I love your feedback and I love your opinions and takes because it allows me to think more as a player. But yeah, with all that said out the way, I hope you guys have a good day and I hope you enjoy the tier list.